Hello, welcome to Sticker Madness. I'm your host, Justin. With me, as always, Sam, on our moving but not movies episodes. This is week 7 of these. I hope you're still hanging in there with us because we're still trying to hang in with ourselves. Sam, how's life?
I didn't take a bath this whole time, and I'm ready to leave myself.
How am I not myself?
How am I not myself?
It's because you've got a green cloud covering up your usual aura, so you can't be yourself if you're disguised as a spooky ghost.
No, quite the opposite. Actually, my mustache got so out of control with the Western Wild Bill curl that I was like, yeah, I need to take this thing down. So I've got a normal mustache right now.
Which is what Wild Bill said to most of his enemies. Your mustache is taking over your persona.
Actually, they just shot him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
No, they shot Wild Bill that way, but he would say, I gotta take them down. But then, I'm playing cards. Oh no, I'm dead. Why are we talking about Wild Bill?
Because my mustache is a Wild Bill. Okay. I took all of the Wild Bill down. I look pretty credible and presentable currently. Which is good conversation for radio, talking about how I look.
Mustaches, yeah. How's the weather in your neck of the woods?
We got 2.5 weeks of rain, and we're not all gonna die.
Like drown or?
No, it was drought conditions to the point that some of the reservoirs were at 20%.
Yeah.
Did Mead, we're like in Vegas at Lake Mead above Vegas. They're like, oh my God, it hasn't been this low in however many years. Look at all these dead bodies.
Hey, there's my cousin.
Into barrels.
I told you not to float up here ever again, Steve. Did you guys find any barrels in, like, say, Lake Lowell or Lucky Peak Reservoir in Idaho? Any bodies?
They found quite a few cars in Anderson. People were just shoving cars in Anderson for the last 40 years, I guess.
Just like, you think that they were like insurance frauds or like drinking and driving and like, shit, Gary, we got to walk away from that one.
Both.
Okay. That one's not a floater.
Yep.
Hey, where's Steve?
Or, you know what? It's Idaho. So there was probably a few of them that there is a detached or decomposed floating device that people had tried to fish from their car. They're like, we could just drive this in there and the wheels will spin enough that it'll still get us kind of going, right? Yeah, sounds good. Didn't work.
Glub, glub. Hilarious. Well, speaking of Idaho, I do want to let everybody know that we have finally sold our home. It closes tomorrow, and, well, you're going to be listening, and we will have cash. So we'll be able to buy a new house and finally get back to going where we're going as far as podcasting. That's the good news for you. The bad news for you is real estate sucks right now, which is probably
super interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Lumberyard called me on the phone today, and they're like, prices are coming down on lumber. And I'm like, shit is about to get wacky. You know, our grandparents only had to live through the Depression once, and we're going to go through like 2 of these fucking things.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
In a short amount of time, because deregulation works for the consumer.
Mm-hmm. It sure does. People are still buying houses, Sam. Interest rates went up last week and to the highest level since 2002, and people are still buying houses. Still lining up and making offers 10 to 15% over asking.
Boy, I hope Airbnb has nothing to do with the shortage.
Yeah. So we're struggling. We're struggling to find something that will work for us that we can afford, even though, like, we should definitely be able to afford it. It's pretty insane. So stand
You might have to
by.
sit tight.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Yeah, but want is what people are not doing right now.
I know.
People are wanting right now, and they should be shitting in their other hand.
Yeah, but they're probably not living... They're not recording their podcast in a laundry room. Like, I'm pretty over that.
I don't think they have podcasts.
Probably not. So they even have less reason to need a house as much as I do. I've got to talk to you and everybody.
Right.
So I should get one of those Disney fast passes. Like, move to the front of the line, sir. You deserve it. Like, you know, because I deserve it.
Yep.
That's how Disney Fast Pass works, right? Hey, I deserve it. I don't want to stand in line.
Still driving the Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
97.
Yep.
Was looking at cars. Market sucks pretty bad.
Sure does.
But more than that, I'm a commuter.
Mm-hmm.
Bought that car because I was like, oh, this is just my commuter. I'll have a truck. And I sold the truck. Sold this, did that. And I'm like, oh, this is worth too much. Now all I got's the Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't buy anything because it's too stupid. And you know how cheap I am. I'm like, no. And so now I'm like, whoa, what else gets as good a gas mileage as this Saturn? Nothing currently made that is just a gasoline car actually gets better gas mileage than a 97 fucking Saturn.
Yeah, it's really dumb. It's really insane.
Earth is not working right now.
You've tried to reach Earth. Please hang up and try again.
We're currently busy assisting other customers who are buying houses in the worst housing market of all time. This definitely won't bottom out.
Maybe everybody else has an Earth Fast Pass, but us. We're not in the know. Like we missed a memo or something.
Jeff Bezos tried to move a historically significant bridge for his super yacht.
Mm-hmm.
People were saying Elon Musk is a James Bond villain.
I am one of those people. But I'll...
He didn't try to move a historic... they're both...
No, but he did try to buy Twitter so that he could have people not talk mean about him anymore.
I think he bought Twitter so they could talk mean about him more because he likes it.
Oh, yeah. Talk mean.
Oh, yeah.
I am a douchebag. I am a bro. Dude, bro. Oh.
Give me some ones that I haven't heard. Oh, poopy face. That's a rarity. I like it.
What you drinking?
I'm having a Bloody Mary.
Oh, that's a good call. That sounds actually really nice.
It's delightful.
I'm having a Leinen Lugels. Leinen Lugels.
Not Linen Kugels, Leinen Lugels.
Is it?
It's Linen Kugels.
There's no way that's a K. That's a definite
Let me
L.
say it again. Good radio. Yeah, no, that's Linen Lugels, which is a generic form of Linen Kugels.
Yeah.
Or just a simultaneous inception that happened so many years ago.
I don't know. Either way, it's their dark lager. It's okay. Usually they're known for their shandies, right?
I am not a fan of the shandy.
I'm not a fan of the shandy, but I'll try a dark lager. Anything dark. I like dark beers.
Lager.
A lager. So that's what I'm having. Never had one before. I never saw one before in my Midwest beer trip. This is a new one as well. All right, let's get into the show. I think it's
been 10 minutes. We may as well talk about movies at some level.
Yeah. Sam, we saw a big one this week. I think I want to hear what you have to say first about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Well, getting pumped like I did, Mom got pumped, comes out Mother's Day weekend.
Right.
We made a whole day of it. I got 5 recliner seats for company. that was coming to the theater, including myself. And then afterwards, we made Ben, my brother, who, when we're in Kansas City, if the ribs are better than the ones he just made, I will shit my pants like Ron Burgundy and go, I'm shitting my pants right now because these ribs are better than the ones that my brother just made. We went to Doctor Strange and then went back to my mother's house and made an extravagant meal for Mother's Day, and it was a wonderful day, and Doctor Strange didn't darken our doorsteps at all, but I don't think anyone talked about Doctor Strange as much as they talked about my brother's ribs and my potatoes.
That is a rambling review of Doctor Strange. Not as good as ribs.
Not as good as ribs.
No. Obviously not. I think you could bring that down a little. Like, cheeseburgers? Is it as good as cheeseburgers?
Didn't have cheeseburgers right after, so I can't tell you.
Good
it wasn't good as the potatoes. Sandra's Greek salad was, I forgot to mention that. It was amazing.
Was Doctor Strange as good as chalupas? French fries. I mean, because I don't think it was very good.
The only part I really appreciated was when they actually did a very perfect recreation visually of what happened in House of M when Black Bolt tried to yell with his mouth.
Oh my God, I thought that was so stupid.
I thought it was a very good depiction of what they had in that comic. I also thought that a lot of people would go, who the fuck is Black Bolt?
Oh, yeah. Everybody in our family did. And it wasn't even Black Bolt because they already had Black Bolt in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., so they had to be like, oh, he's multiverse Black Bolt because we already burned that card for no reason. So this is King actor. Barbarella or whatever.
Same actor.
Oh, they changed his name. Either way, it was, whatever, comics, blah, 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 it was really stupid. And what I want to know is, what did he say? Oh, no. Oh, my mouth.
He went like this.
Oopsie.
What? And his head caved in. And fucking Jack Ryan is Reed Richards.
Right.
And it was an interesting scene where you have, like, 834 is basically just a bunch of douches that use Black Bolt as an executioner.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
That's what that was, and there was a lot of it. And if you want me to go into my ramble right now, maybe I'll just do that. Okay. So Ben and I talked about my brother. He and I talked about it, and it was a movie that lost its way by a company that might lose its way.
Mm-hmm.
And America is a young immigrant girl who needs to be saved, and her superpower is connection to other civilizations. Is this the right time to soapbox, and are you gathering the right audience with your soapbox? And soapboxing in movies is generally fatal, regardless of how well you think you're creating subtext, or if your target audience is subliminally imprinting children, ethics, ?
I don't think anybody on the planet made that connection other than you, because American Chavez in the comics, that is her power. That is what she does. Her name is American Chavez. So you can't blame it on the movie. If you're going to blame it on anybody, you got to blame it on, I think it was, who came up with her? Either way, moot point. My problem with American Chavez is that she was a goddamn MacGuffin. The whole thing was a MacGuffin.
Kind of.
Name one thing that American Chavez cares about, Sam. In the movie.
Tight pants on a 16-year-old.
her entire motive was don't die. Oh, wow, what a deep character. She was a MacGuffin. She was a plot device so that Wanda Maximoff could lose her shit and try to recreate or have kids that didn't exist in the goddamn show. It didn't even fucking work as far as its own plot holes.
But what my argument is that subtext that was so important to the filmmakers is what helped lose this thing its whole way, because now you're writing around that. You've lost all of the magic that you had in the Wanda Maximoff character in recreating House of M, with this person who's so personally tortured and yet has the power to destroy not just the one universe, but all multiverses in this version. It's only the one continuum in the comics, but her reality bending effect is so catastrophic when disturbed, yet ultimately is a good person. That totally got lost.
Oh, completely. Yeah, her character also was just like, whatever. We need to have sparkly effects.
Doctor Strange.
How do we get to him? A MacGuffin.
Doctor Strange. A character that my mom actually pinned a point on when she was like, I really want to like Doctor Strange, but I don't like him because he's not very nice. And I'm like, that's Doctor Strange.
Yeah, that's the point.
There's not one character in the Marvel continuation that he hasn't just tossed to the wolves because he thought it was the right decision to make. And like all of them come back and go, I know why you made that decision. I disagree with you. Or if you're Captain America, you're like, oh, you did that to me, so that must be bad. How are things going over here? And then Doctor Strange will be like, they're going bad. I need you over here, Cap. And he's like, all right, yes, America.
Oh, God. Jesus.
Captain America never gets pissed at him, but he should.
All right, so your mom doesn't like the character Doctor Strange. Okay, I'm sure.
Well, she doesn't like Stephen Strange, and you're not supposed to, and that's part of the character.
Right.
And I think that's just holdover from the last movie for her, because it kind of beats you in the face with the fact that Stephen Strange is a self-absorbed dickhead to the point that you forget about it.
Right.
He doesn't make a bad decision in the movie. You're shown a bunch of possible bad decisions that he might have made that you didn't really get to see.
Yeah, true. I am very surprised that you didn't come down on it for what you call table setting, whereas I'm going to go even further on my MacGuffin thing, because the movie itself is a MacGuffin. It is a phony plot point to set up to be the thing that happens next in the MCU.
Sure.
And it was a weak one at that, because let's rewind time here a little bit and go back to a wonderful point in history that I like to call the year 2012, when we lived blissfully in our own ignorance and would just fart and smell those farts and drive our big gas guzzlers and be like, I have all the gasoline, and I'm young and I'm not fat, and my hair isn't thinning and going gray. 2012 is what we all said. And we went and saw the Avengers. And then you saw a bunch of subsequent movies after that all led to the end deal of Endgame, right? We all knew where it was going, and we all knew that Thanos was coming and blah, 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 blah. But each and every single one of those movies was its own self-contained piece that stood on its own and could be taken away from all of the other movies and still have been like, boy, I really enjoyed that. That was a really good time. I cared about these characters. I don't really give a shit what happens with anybody else because I like these characters. I like that movie. This was, who are we going to bring in next and show so that people could be like, oh man, I hope that guy fights the next big bad, and like more people that don't have anything to bring in more people. And again, my same problem with Far From Home, that everybody fucking it's Tobey Maguire, he's here. How is it related to anything that's important as far as the plot of this film, not the next phase of movies? Make this film about this film.
Yes. It had excitement. It had all of those things. There were events that happened. There was special effects. I personally don't consider this table setting because it didn't even do a good job of that. I consider this the worst offense in storytelling, which is treading water.
Okay.
Because in the story that you can put on either side of this movie, you have a series that I loved, WandaVision, and on the other side, a series that I hate, or not a series that I hate, but a movie that I was like, this is just as good as the comics, The Immortals, because at the end in the Easter egg, you get, oh, Charlize has shown up to the show to be an immortal? Are you fucking kidding me? And we're going to bring back Dormammu? So it didn't even set a table. It just tread water.
Yeah, as far as this character's arc, yeah, it just treaded water, but to me, it just was like, look what's coming next. Things are gonna get zany. Well, what can you make this movie first before you worry about the other 10?
Yes, and do you disagree with me then? Agree or disagree, Justin? Did this movie... Wait, what?
I agree. I don't know. I'm just giving you a hard time. What? Agree or disagree? And then you stopped, so I had to make a choice. Agree or disagree? I'll go agree.
Agree or disagree? Did this movie adequately set a table for what's to come? Did it adequately do that?
Yes, it did, because don't forget who the target market is. It ain't us anymore, sadly. It's the children's. And when we walked out of the theater, I was with 3 children's, and they all started talking about what's coming next. So that's what they freaking cared about, and that's what puts butts in seats now, is the idea of what is coming next. So as far as agree or disagree, I don't think there is such a good thing as table setting, your term. I think it's impossible. I don't like it. Whereas, was it effective for its target market? Absolutely.
Huh.
They were all jacked about it.
There's layover from fans. Fan service was given.
Oh boy, howdy. Yeah.
Patrick Stewart was in the movie.
Yeah, I think it's the worst of the MCU movies. I will not be dissuaded from that.
Worse than the Eternals.
Yes, absolutely.
Worse than Blade 3.
That's not MCU, believe it or not.
But Blade 1 is?
No, Blade 1 is not. Yeah, no. First MCU movie is Iron Man 2008.
I thought that they had said that the
retconned
Hulks and the... Oh, they retconned it?
No, Hulk 2, whichever that one's called, the Incredible Hulk, is the one with Edward Norton is MCU.
Okay.
The one with Eric Bana is not.
Huh.
At least that's how it was before the multiverse and fucking Patrick Stewart being in this. So God knows, whatever the rules are. You know what? The worst Marvel movie is still Captain America with Peyton Manning. So there you go.
Sure. How'd you think Sam Raimi handled the show?
He didn't. It wasn't his fault.
He didn't fuck it up.
I thought that there was lots of Sam Raimi, zany directing, and some of it was truly beautiful. I thought the horror element was probably a little pushed on him. It didn't feel quite natural.
Didn't feel like Sam Raimi.
Yeah.
What was that one, Drag Me to Hell?
Yes.
Which felt like Sam Raimi.
Hell, it felt like Sam Raimi. The first episode of Ash vs. Evil Dead, very Sam Raimi. Given the wheels to that. But this just felt like... It didn't feel like Oz the Great and Powerful. It felt like... Okay, sprinkle a little Sam Raimi right here. Okay, that's nice, Sam Raimi. Okay, a little bit over here, Sam Raimi. Ooh, a little less Sam Raimi right there, Sam Raimi. Oh, good. That's a good level, Sam Raimi, of your Sam Raimi. It had its moments as far as him. I loved seeing the classic. I was the only one in the theater that got that probably. And I thought the Bruce Campbell cameo was fun. Bruce was Bruce, and he was great. But yeah, I was hoping for more. I was hoping for better, and the story just completely got away from him. And that's the thing. Sam Raimi's a fantastic director, one of a kind, but his focus has always been on a core of characters and the things that happen to them. And this was not about a core of characters and things that happened to them. It was, again, a MacGuffin to get to another MacGuffin. It was MacGuffins out the ass. So nobody cared about the characters. There was nothing to do with the characters other than shiny special effects surrounding them. So that wasn't an opportunity for him at all. I mean, you think about Spider-Man 1 and 2, and then 3 if you have to. That was everybody's real first visual experience with Spider-Man outside of the 1960s goofball TV show and the cartoons. And he did such a good job with every character in that. You go back and watch that shit, and you're kind of on the fence on Kirsten Dunst, like in the early 2012s. Like, did I like Kirsten Dunst? I don't know. And then she was in the Get Hit by an Earth or Get Hit by a Different Planet movie, whatever that's called.
Yeah.
And then she was just in Power of the Dog, and I'm like, I kind of think she's a pretty decent actress
have always liked Kirsten Dunst, and I think she's super hot too.
Yeah, that doesn't hurt. But you go back and you watch Spider-Man 1 and 2, and you're like, dude, he did such a good job with these two characters and their chemistry together. And why villains matter to those two characters. And this just didn't have any of that. None.
I always point to Darkman as being a conflicted movie for me because it's got so much Sam Raimi fun in it.
Absolutely.
That I don't think it actually realizes its potential as a true superhero movie because of what Darkman could have been. But every time I watch Darkman, I'm just like, kind of don't care about my ideals. I love this movie. The guy's rattling the chains at the beginning, like, yeah, ooh, ah. But it's like, that's Sam Raimi nonsense. I'm fine with it, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't create a darker picture of what this film could have been, say. And the first Spider-Man actually channels that Darkman ability. And
absolutely
doesn't have the Sam Raimi fun that he could have had, but the first Spider-Man that he did is pretty good. I did not like the costume design of the Green Goblin, and nobody else did either.
Nobody else did either.
And it's a huge hang-up for a lot of people. Willem Dafoe's portrayal is fine. It's actually... Don't talk shit about Willem Dafoe. How about that?
Don't ever. I'll get you, Spider-Man. I Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, 5.5 out of 10. Because you're going to. Everybody else is going to.
You're going to. I'm giving it like a 3.5.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Because of the thing that I said at the beginning.
Ribs were better?
No, if you want to make a social statement, then do it in the right fucking place.
Man, I think you're the only person thinking that.
Difference. Well, no, because it's counter fucking productive. It actually pisses the people off that you're trying to get more than it actually brings them over.
I think you're looking too deep, man. You're on this whole like, oh, the liberals are telling me my business, and I think you're seriously the only person on the planet that's like, America Chavez. What a bunch of woke shit. I don't even think Tucker Carlson thinks that about American Chavez. I think he doesn't care because she wasn't a character in that movie. She was a prop.
And then also the other thing that pissed me off was There was a little bit too much of her in tight clothes.
I didn't mind that so much.
She's 16.
Is she? I thought she was a grown-ass woman.
No.
Damn it. Okay. I mind
Normally,
that. I mind
you
that.
choose a grown-ass woman to play that role.
Okay. Yeah.
And they were really making her...
I thought she was like 22.
No.
Huh.
I think she's 16 now.
Oh, boy.
Well, let me check. Click. I have the cast list up. I was on Benedict Cumberbatch. We're on her now. She is currently 16.
Fuck. Damn, she's got an elderly face. She's looking
She's a good actress, and it's all fine. I want the if that's what we're doing here, I don't want her on a table arching her back.
Yeah, no,
I don't want any of that. If you're going to make that decision and put someone of age in there, treat them as someone of age. If you're going to be, as I'm accusing you of being woke, you've just been very unwoke.
Yeah, true
with that decision.
True that. Yeah, she's one of the new Avengers. Her and Kate Bishop and Wanda's two kids and young Loki. So she's going to be... you're going to have to get used to all this shit, Sam, because the young Avengers are coming, and they're woke as fucking shit.
That's fine. If you do it
Haley
right.
Stanfield's
if you
like
do
25,
it
so.
right.
I don't know why they have a 16-year-old next to Haley Stanfield.
Because
like, if they're young Avengers, then why is Haley Stanfield like 25 years old? That doesn't make... why are you casting a 16-year-old and a 25-year-old if they're supposed to be about the same age? It's dumb.
Bullshit, and that's what I'm saying. If you do it right, and if you do it right, and you think you have a good message that people are going to get behind, just fucking say it.
Hi, I'm Brad Pitt, and I think you should stop being douches.
And look at my pecs.
Good night.
I'm almost 60, and they're better than yours.
That's my woke message for you.
He's got the
Don't
truth
be a douche.
about those pecs.
Look at this bod. Okay, moving on from Doctor Strange in the... Okay.
We didn't mention Rachel McAdams.
Oh, yeah, she was good. I mean, she's great.
Yeah.
She's fine. I like her.
I think she needs to retire.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
She was good in something I just watched recently.
No, I think she needs to retire because she's Canada's sweetheart. America thinks she's America's sweetheart. And it's like, no, she's Canadian. She lives in a normal townhouse, and she's had it with you fucking people. I think you're right, Rachel McAdams. Say fuck it.
Go home.
You've given us enough. Just enjoy your life.
God, what was she just in that I thought she was dynamite in? It wasn't this movie. It was not. Oh, boy. She was fun in Game Night. Did you see Game Night yet?
No.
Yeah, she was fun in it. Yeah, I don't think we're done with Rachel McAdams. But
too bad for her.
I'm definitely done with Elizabeth Olsen, and I'm kind of maybe warming up to the idea of being done with the MCU because I have only liked one movie so far out of Phase 4, and that ain't good.
Wait, the karate movie or the kung fu movie was part of Phase 4, right?
Yep.
I didn't care for the special effects towards the end, but I really liked a lot of the stuff that happened and how well they handled the choreography of, like, if you're going to make a Shaw Brothers movie, make a fucking Shaw Brothers movie, and they did. And I thought that was cool. And I really liked at the end when they were with Wong, and he's like, go home, gather yourselves. This will be a challenging time to come. And they're like, and then they're all drunk singing karaoke. Like, that kind of made the movie for me.
It was fun. I just didn't think it was as good as what we're used to. And I definitely don't think the Eternals was good as what we're used to. And this was
Eternals
worse than any of them.
I'm going to keep ranting for a minute.
Oh, boy.
Boy, howdy. Does Marvel do a crappy job with Superman? Icarus. They had it.
I think you've had this rant on the podcast before, just so you know.
I know.
Go ahead. Do it again.
They had it in the MCU with Icarus, and then he flies his dumb ass into the sun. I'm like, oh, fuck, you finally got something close. to something that you could do with that same power set. And all right, whatever.
It's because he's got laser eyes. Yeah, Icarus sucked.
He sucked, but he sucked a lot less than Sentinel or start naming the other ones. Because America Chavez is ultimately Superman and the Flash combined.
Yeah. And
the multiverse, if I'm going to bitch more, yep. Pretty good when DC did it. They're not going to do it with their movies, so hopefully Marvel takes all of the crib notes that DC laid out with their comic books when they did their multiverse shit, and it worked better.
I don't think it's going to work. But we'll see. I'm going to move on from Marvel stuff because this is 3 weeks in a row that we've bitched about Marvel stuff. And I'm going to talk about, you see anything recently, Sam? You see any movies other than multiverse? Got the HBO yet?
Paddingtons.
The Paddingtons, right.
Beautiful films, especially if you have children.
Well, I'm going to talk about a couple films that aren't beautiful. Starting with both of these, Sam, are streaming on HBO. So this is going to be your first foray or advertisement to not get HBO because both of these movies are not for you.
Okay. After this, we're going to go back to bitching about Marvel and Moon Knight.
No, I don't want to.
We have to.
No, I will. I'll get.
You
the
will
dogs.
shut this show down right now.
I'll get a dog in here, and they can listen to you rant about Marvel for the 50th time. But I'm done talking about Marvel.
Just to show Moon Knight in and of itself.
Yeah, and also I haven't seen it, so I can't partake. Anyways, we got streaming do's and don'ts, starting with 2021's Antlers. Did you hear about Antlers?
No.
Okay, it kind of floated around a little bit as like, oh God, I'm trying to think of what you can compare it to visually.
Moose Jaws? Is it like Moose Jaws?
What's Moose Jaws?
That was the Kevin Smith movie that he said he was going to make.
You're talking about Tusk.
Well, Moose Jaws would be the third iteration. I don't know if he made that or not. I haven't seen it if he
Antlers is definitely not that.
Okay.
This is directed by a guy named Scott Cooper. Floated around a little bit as far as like the horror people that kind of, is it good? Maybe did Jordan Poole have anything to do with it? Oh, I'll go see it because it kind of looks like maybe Jordan Poole had something to do with it. It looks like something I've never seen before. It's a Wendigo movie.
That sucks.
I knew you were going to say it. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Something
sucks.
we have dissed many times in our life, Sam. The Wendigo. And here it is in all its goddamn glory. It's a Wendigo movie.
Yeah. I think we should say Wendigo. Even though that's the improper... Wendigo is, I guess, how you're supposed to say it, but I like Wendigo because it builds it up in a way that you're like, this should be awesome, and then it sucks.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate that it's a Native American word rather than like an Antonio Banderas word, because if you just added just a little sexy to the Wendigo, it sounds cooler.
That's what I do with Wendigo.
Add some more air to the end of it. Wendigo. Go. Yeah. See, now that sounds cool. Rather than being like, yeah, so I saw a Wendigo. That sucks.
Where did Wendy go?
Yeah, no, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Don't.
All right.
That's my take. It's got Kerry Russell in it and Jesse Plemons, and I was like, Jesse Plemons, what are you doing in this, man? You're like almost somebody that people respect, and you're in this goddamn Wendigo movie, and like it wasn't even a Wendigo. Like the big reveal was like, I can't remember what they're called, but they're in The Witcher, and they're really cool looking. Yeah, the Goets, yeah. Indigo was.
The Indigo Girls?
Yeah, they were there. No, they're like big, tall dudes that have like an elk skull as a head.
Slender Man with antlers.
No. They're in The Witcher, you dumbass. I think they're like liches or something like that. They look really cool. And if you see one coming out of the woods while you're just walking through the swamp and you're like, I'm Geralt, I'm going to go bang a lady. Ah! They're really cool.
I guess I'll have to drink this thing, turn my eyes black, kill the fuck out of that thing, and go, oh, fuck, did I drop something? Maybe. I don't know. Sorry.
Is that crickets I hear? Where are those crickets coming from? Weird. Yeah, Antlers sucks.
They're coming from The Witcher Season 2,
yeah,
which I haven't been able to finish. Because the last... God.
Next, also on HBO, currently streaming on that, is also from 2021. Sam, this will be no surprise to you, but it's The Forever Purge.
I still have not seen one of these fucking things.
These guys with their fucking names, dude. How many Purge movies have there been?
Like, they keep making money, so they're going to keep making them.
6?
Is that something? Blumhouse? Is that where the Blumhouse's cash store
this wasn't.
Comes from?
Antlers was a Blumhouse movie. This wasn't.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, so The Forever Purge, you want to talk about your fucking, if you're going to do it right with your woke stuff. This was not doing it right. Definitely not. Yeah, but I still kind of had fun with it. Like, they're almost like, again, like they're really not good. But they're kind of dumb enough that I kind of like. They're almost like the Final Destination franchise, like the same, like, boy, these movies just keep getting dumber. And I'm kind of okay with them getting dumber and dumber and dumber. They're not good. They never were good movies. They were never good movies. But they're just getting rapidly stupider. And I'm kind of okay with that.
Say the Final Destination movies, even though the first Final Destination was really stupid. And honestly, I hated those movies as they came out. But when I go back and watch them now, or if I have to like be in the room, I'm like, oh yeah, this part's pretty funny right here.
Yeah, exactly.
This part's pretty funny right here.
Yeah,
they're not so bad.
That trampoline. Look out for that trampoline.
They're like President Bush Part 2.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that guy was such a dildo. Wait, hold on. Can we put him back?
Something's going to happen right here with Bush. He's going to do something. Oh, watch out for that trampoline, Bush.
Watch this swing. Woo!
Oh, what an idiot. Yeah, this isn't that. I mean, it's almost that, but it's not. I would take the Final Destinations over the Purge movies, but they're on the same dumb arc. Like, if you have have parallel lines on the dumb to good graph, whatever graph you would want to use. The Purge is below, but it's parallel to Final Destinations. But Josh Lucas was in this. You remember Josh Lucas?
Do not. Yes, I do. Never mind.
You do.
Everybody
kind of forgot about him.
I remember him.
Bradley Cooper came in and he was like, no, Josh Lucas, you aren't me. And Josh Lucas was like, nah, I am. And Bradley Cooper was like, sit down, bitch. And then Josh Lucas just kind of disappeared. What was he in? Sweet Home Alabama. That was his big thing. The ladies loved it. Glory Road. You remember that shit?
Nope.
Basketball movie. Okay. Yeah, he stinks. Now he's making these type of movies. So, good job. Snowy River, The McGregor Story. He was in 15 episodes of Snowy River, The McGregor Saga.
McGregor.
Didn't know that was a thing, yeah. So for the most part, most of you, it's a don't. If you're like me and you're like, these movies are kind of stupid, harmless fun, yeah, go ahead. They shoot a bunch of fucking people that stormed the Capitol in this. So if you like watching people that storm the Capitol get shot in the face, yeah, you're going to like this. I like it. I like that.
But if you want to storm the Capitol, just remember to bring your AutoZone name tag with you.
Right. Top tip. Okay. that's streaming do's and don'ts. I have one more, but I don't think we're going to talk about it on this episode. We'll save it for next week, but it's also on HBO, and yeah, we'll talk about it. We can't do two big movies. This was another big movie that everybody had seen, so we'll save it for next week. Sam, what do you got?
So then we go to a non-spoiler version of me bitching about the MCU.
God damn it.
More. Well, I mean, it's what we're watching. This is moving, not movies. What do you want from me? This is what I watched. I still haven't fucking finished the last 2 episodes of The Witcher, so I can't talk about that. No. I'm talking about Moon Knight in a non-spoiler edition.
Get it done. Get it off your chest. Let this be like a visit to your analyst.
Thank you.
Get healthy. Get that mental health up, Sam. If you need to talk some shit about Moon Knight, you do what you got to do, because it's important to stay healthy in the cabeza, where the Wendigo lives.
Wendigo.
In your cabeza.
Also, anybody that's never seen The Skin That I Live In, do not watch a trailer for it. Just go out and watch it. Watch Antonio Banderas be so magnificent that you can't possibly imagine. And then also, like, barf on your own pants because of how horrific that movie, that's not billed as a horror, is. And also, if you can do that and you like it, or if you don't and you're like, oh, that advertisement or that billing was poor, watch Antonio Banderas in Spanish-speaking shit. That guy is a fucking brilliant actor.
We need an Antonio Banderas bell on this episode, or on this podcast. So every time somebody brings up Antonio Banderas, we can be like, boom, there it is. Because we talk, yes. Repeat information.
Speaking of another, he's from Guatemala.
Oh.
Very good character actor, Oscar Isaacs.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You are quite fond of him, yes?
I do. I like him. I don't like the Poe Dameron at all. I didn't want to like Inside Llewyn Davis, and I did. I fucking love that movie. I hate the end, but at the same time, I don't know if that's what I was supposed to do. Right? Exactly. And the Deus Ex Machina, or just Ex Machina, that guy's got a new movie coming out too, and it looks so goddamn good. Not Oscar Isaac, the guy that makes those Annihilation, which almost made my top 10 from last year.
Greenberg was...
what's his stinking name? He's just done those two. Yeah, he's got a new thing coming out this year that I'm pretty jacked about. But yeah, he was good in Deus Ex, or Ex Machina. What was the other big thing he was just in not very long ago that I thought he was fun in? I can't remember. But yeah, I like Oscar Isaac.
He's a good actor.
Don't like him as much as Adam Driver, obviously, but who doesn't?
I might like him. No, Patterson was so good. Adam Driver, Patterson. Oh my God. Movie that cost nothing. It's a character study.
The Moon Knight?
Moon Knight is a character study.
All right.
Problem I've had with these Marvel shit that comes out is that they kind of had really made a great formula out of 50-50ing the Hollywood system with other stuff, and then bringing in a good showrunner or a good director and good writers that could 50-50 the shit.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't 50-50 the shit with Moon Knight. It's like a 75-25 Marvel action. Look at all this interesting things going on with these characters.
Okay.
When you do that, you end up in a spot where you've painted yourself into a corner that only a certain amount of action can fix, and guess what? You just don't have enough time for that action.
Mm.
Without spoiling anything, I suppose that's my review of Moon Knight.
Okay, so if they dialed, if like you had one of those sliders, you know, like I've got here in Audacity, like I could slide the microphone louder or less. If you had a slider for Moon Knight and you slid it towards, say, 60-40 action to character, would it work for you?
It might.
Okay. Well, that's not bad.
It also neglected characters. And it did a thing with its female character that's supposed to be a major character in a new superhero, say, that I thought was egregious. That ultimately her existence is solely to serve this male character, even though she's supposed to be like a strong female character. And it's like, well, if she doesn't really have any motivations beyond learning this is not a spoiler, learning the murder of her father, and then also serving her male character, then she's not really a character, is she?
Oh, who's woke now, huh?
She's a lamp that
she's a
has
MacGuffin.
Superpowers.
That's what they're doing with these ladies, is they're making them MacGuffins. Hey, I need you to get those car keys for me because the plot is telling me to go over there, but the only way that this is going to work is if you go get those car keys for me, MacGuffin lady. Hey, what's your name? They didn't write that far. I just go get keys. Oh.
So is ScarJo's the only character they did right? In terms of character? Because she actually is concerned with the whole MCU.
Yeah,
and then she sacrifices herself for it.
Yeah. Florence Pugh's character also.
Well, also, almost until this last movie, Wanda Maximoff was looking up.
Yeah, looking up. Guys, you got to get these. I mean, you got to get all the characters right. But when you get like, hey, we're going to do depth on the male characters and completely make all these women as props, that's pretty shit. And because it's not like I'm not trying to be like, I'm woke Tucker Carlson. I don't like anybody to be ignored as a character. Like, it doesn't work. But it, especially a female character, because they're doing doing the same stuff. If somebody's just standing around like, wow, that guy is kicking all the ass and I have superpowers, but I'm just going to stand over here because I'm a lady and I can't do all that stuff. I don't like that. I want everybody on screen to be doing action stuff. Michelle Yeoh. I'll say that 1,000 billion times. But then if Michelle Yeoh's character doesn't have any fucking depth, it still doesn't work for me.
It doesn't. They have to be a character. They can't be a fucking lamp.
You can't be a goddamn lamp. And that's what's going on. It's pissing me off.
It's pissing me off bad because the subtext is all of a sudden like, oh, we have to be socially woke. I'm like, well, maybe you should write some fucking characters and some fucking dialogue then, huh? Maybe you should write some good fucking stories that involve that.
Have America Chavez look into the camera and say, Brad Pitt's pecs are awesome. And then see? And then you got a movie on you.
Yeah.
Like, you can make your social statement, you know? But she doesn't do that. She's just like, run away from monsters.
At the end of the fucking movie, she walks up to Doctor Strange and is like, hey, what's up? The character's a lesbian in the fucking comic books.
Uh-huh. Right. And he's like, do I know you?
Yeah, because he's Stephen fucking Strange. I guess they kept that character okay because he's a fucking man. They're trying to make all these fucking statements about everything. I'm like, wow, how to miss the fucking boat 101.
Yeah, I hated it. I mean, I guess I didn't hate it, but wow. boy. It sounds like I might not like Moon Knight, but I promised the kiddo that we'd watch it as soon as we get a TV.
It's hard to get through.
Yeah.
Because not a lot happens. It's a lot of build up. It's not table setting. It's build up. Because it's not setting the table for anything, but then you end up with this character development that is actually quite good. But there's really a budgetary consideration being made, and I think that's what it was, is that we're only going to spend this much on visual effects. We planned on shooting this much with the people while they were there, and this is the show we have now. Is it bad? Not really. It's not really bad. It's not a bad show. It's not a good show.
Yeah.
It's an above mediocre show.
Here's your serving of show.
Here is your serving of show that you should watch instead of people in masks dancing and singing on ABC or whatever channel that shit is on. It's better than Lawrence Welk 2.0, which is every fucking channel on the TV.
Glenda, is the show any good this week? The show's okay. Well, it's still show, so I think I will have a serving of show.
You'll have a serving of show.
Here's your serving of show.
Here's your serving of show. Moon Knight is serving of show.
Can I get coffee with that? No. Damn it.
Unfortunately, you may not have that.
Just show. Okay, all right. Well, I'll get there. Next week on the podcast, I don't know what we're doing. We're gonna talk about this one big one that Sam and I are gonna talk about here in a second to see if he watched it yet. And if he didn't, then I'm gonna be like, God damn it, HBO. And then we'll see what else we can come up with. There's nothing else coming out in the theaters anytime soon that I'm jacked about. We got the Jurassic World that I got to take the kiddo to. We'll see. I mean, I love that franchise. I hated the second one, but man, that first one is still pulling me through to make me hope that this one's pretty good. And that's about all I got on the future list. So hopefully one of these days we're going to get to a bad movie, like a scheduled bad movie, and Jackie's going to be on the podcast because I sure miss Jackie. I never thought I'd say that. Like, all of her weirdness.
I miss her too, because some of my best jokes come from the weird shit she says.
Yeah, we got to get her back.
As a comedian, I'm stifled without her.
Yeah, I'm
like, just yelling and ranting anymore. It's just like anger is all that's coming out of me.
Yeah, it's like Laurel and Hardy without Jackie. It's like the Marx Brothers without Jackie. It's
without
like
Zeppo.
Martin and Lewis without Jackie. I mean, none of that shit's good without Jackie. So we got to get Jackie back. So I hope you guys have a great week. Hopefully soon we'll be rocking and rolling and get to the chopper.